And having already seen Senegal advance, must raise the spirits of Cameroon.
Absolutely. I mean, Cameroon are there on right. They've got a lot of experience on the international stage. And they'll feel confident going in there that they've got the team and the players to actually cope with Germany. Germany as of late, have not actually done that well on the international stage, and they're looking to sort of redeem themselves, and they're a team that historically are very good at defending.
Well, considering this German team came in with little or no expectations, they were an injury-riddled team, Dick. If they got out of this round, people thought, in fact, it would be an accomplishment. Now here they are, really just a tie away from advancing and maybe going even further. So Rudy Fuller has done a nice job, and Fuller's job, people suggest, is under some question, but I don't know, considering what he's done with them.
Well, they had an exceptional start, one-off really in that game against Saudi Arabia. They've sort of come down in the last game against the Republic of Ireland, and today will be a fascinating tactical battle.
Germany, Cameroon, Ireland, Saudi Arabia to follow. We're ready for the national anthems. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Проигравший займет второе место, но если Ирландия тоже проиграет сегодня или сыграет ничью в Саудовской Аравии, что, в общем-то, маловероятно.
And so the formalities, the players lining up. Colourful Cameroonians. Oliver Kahn typically unifying the German side. Rudy Fuller was standing tall, a world champion himself some 12 years ago. Now an opportunity to recognise the children who play such an important part in these World Cup finals. And shortly the players all to shake hands as FIFA encourages fair play throughout the world. I'm sure a number of supporters will be anxious for news of the Ireland Saudi Arabia game, but most will just focus on the job in hand, knowing that a victory will send either team through. Miroslav Klose there, and Carsten Janker spearheading the German attack tonight. Klose, the top scorer at these World Cup finals, 4 goals already for him. This is the Cameroon side. Rigobert Song has shaken off an ankle strain, and they make one change with Daniel Ngomkome replaced by Solomon Olembe in midfield. The good news for Germany is that Miroslav Klose has recovered from a bruised knee, which was causing some concern. Mikhail Ballack had a sore foot, but he too has come through successfully, so Germany unchanged tonight.
Good luck.
The two captains, Song and Khan. A referee from Spain, Senor Antonio Lopez Nieto. Assisted tonight by officials from Brazil and the Maldives. Pierluigi Collina, the fourth official, the very distinctive Italian referee. These are the substitutes. 2 goalkeepers indicated by the gloves. And none of those players on yellow cards as it stands. The players who have to be particularly careful tonight: Wome and Kalla for Cameroon, Ziege and Haman for Germany. And what a special occasion for Winfried Schäfer, the coach of Cameroon, against his home country. Rudy Fuller took over just under 2 years ago now. Hugely experienced as a player. Was coach of Bayer Leverkusen, one of several, it has to be said. And typically Cameroon getting into their little circular huddle. The referee ready to get us underway here. It's time for 3 teams to slug it out at the top of Group E. Cameroon and Germany in prime position to go through, but their meeting does open the door for Ireland if Mick McCarthy's men can win against Saudi Arabia. And it promises to be a nervy 90 minutes ahead. Germany playing with a back 3. Carsten Ramelow just between Linker and Metzelder. Here's Linker from Bayern Munich. Ziege, Janker, and an early scare for Cameroon. Carsten Janker, who has had his fair share of critics. He too of Bayern Munich, along with Linker and Oliver Kahn. Mikhail Ballack set to join them from Bayer Leverkusen this summer. He looks anxious already. But we still have another 88 minutes plus. Free kick to Germany. Bernd Schneider fouled by Pierre Wome. Schneider, who often plays on the right-hand side of midfield for Bayer Leverkusen, his club side, is Haman and Ziege. Oof. Well, that sprung off the boot of Rigobert Song quite unintentionally. Nearly skewed it into his own goal. He's not been blessed with the greatest of fortune in previous World Cup finals. Red carded at both 94 and 98. Here for Ballack. Lauren. Not Vivian Foe. It's easy to forget how Cameroon have emerged on the world scene in the last 12 years. The World Cup in 1990, very much the year in which they came to prominence. You sense that Germany are just trying to instigate a pattern of play here. Set the tone. Short one-touch passing. Franks. On by Closer, looking for Janker. It's a partnership which I don't know that many people would have expected Janker and Closer as the starting pair. A lot of people favouring Oliver Neuville. But they have produced goals, and that could be crucial at the end of it all for Germany. It may not just be a case of how many points you have, it may well come down to goal difference, or even goals scored. Or heaven forbid, even a drawing of lots. Lots of different permutations for the outcome of most of the World Cup groups, even at this stage, on the first day of the last round of group matches. Schneider for Janker. Good pressing by Womack. Ballack linking with Franks. Cameroon's style of play has changed quite noticeably as well. They used to be a very adventurous side, but they're far more disciplined now. I'm sure a lot of the methodology has been instilled by their German coach, and they'll be well prepared for this. Indomitable Lions, first World Cup all the way back in 1982. This is their 5th appearance at a World Cup finals. Germany, of course, 3 times winners. Womack. Lauren. Got caught. Late tackle by Franks. Lauren's not too happy about it either. Spanish referee being absolutely clear, not allowing other players to become embroiled. Lauren, who's just completed a League and Cup double with Arsenal in England. This is Womack. Steered forward beautifully here for Closer if he can get there. Miroslav Closer of Kaiserslautern, who's only just turned 24 between this match and the previous victory. Schneider for Closer. In dangerous territory. Cameroon have hardly had a touch. Nearly 7 minutes gone. Janker. Song tracking. Malembe leaves it. And the combination of Frings and Herman producing the first yellow card. I must admit, I'm not too sure who he's shown this one to. Herman just nudging Foe off, and then Foe going in strongly on Frings. I think he's shown it to Marc-Vivien Foe. Pierluigi Collina, our fourth official today. Many believe that he may well be the man in charge of this year's World Cup final, which will be in Yokohama, also in Japan at the end of June. Wome running into trouble. Janka closer, darts ahead of him. Schneider to the right. Flicked on by Schneider. Song getting a whack in the face there by Janka. That looked very painful. Carsten Janka saying, "What have I done?" And it's a yellow card for the big German number 9. And here you see how high the foot was from Janka. Song clutching his head. 2 yellow cards in quick succession. Song okay. Kalla, the giant of a defender at the back for Cameroon, but Germany again have it back. Cameroon haven't had a look in yet. Opportunity here, and Michael Ballack on his favoured side as well, his left boot, unable to really control the effort. Just stretching. Hugely important player in German football. It's only his 25th cap, but he is pivotal in midfield for them. Command setter. Cameroon's free kick. Combination of Eto'o and Mboma in attack for Cameroon today. It's a tried and trusted partnership. It's a little bit windswept. A fairly subdued Cameroon bench. Picture of concentration. Well, they don't look terribly relaxed, and neither do the players. And there's another tackle which the referee is going to penalise. Ballack again. Winners of this match tonight, if indeed there are going to be winners, would go through as the team to face the second team in Group B. Well, Rigobert Song is very much involved in the early stages, but yet to see a shot on target from either side after 11 minutes. Alioum in goal for Cameroon. Plays club football in Turkey. Very strong wind swirling around inside the Shizuoka Stadium here. Schneider to take. Beyond Ballack and Janka. Kept in by Samuel Eto'o. Charged down by Ziege. 9 years he's been a servant of the German national side, Christian Ziege. It's a bit painful. Cameroon's shirts, by the way. Well, as Alembe steals it back here for Cameroon. He's played through it. Alembe, can he finish? Khan standing tall and standing strong. Alembe still. Oh, and it's off Khan, and almost an own goal in the end. Almost kissing the ball in gratitude. Alembe snapping at the heels of the German midfield and played onside. Khan narrowed the angle well. Alembe then almost had an angle to get in beyond Khan, but Khan who is such a terrific goalkeeper, the top goalkeeper in Europe for the last 3 years now. And that's why. Yanker. Well, I was about to say about the Cameroonian shirts. They wore these new sleeveless shirts back in the African Nations Cup. Of course, they do have these little black sleeves for the World Cup finals. Here's Foy. Now with Lyon in France after spells with Lens and West Ham. A man turning away from the referee, who was just impeding the German midfielder then. Schneider. Over the top here for Frinks. Just allowing it to roll out for a goal kick. Well, a draw may not be good enough for Winfried Schaefer's men. And the pacey running of Salomon Alembe nearly undid Oliver Kahn and Germany. Fuller not pleased at the way that Alembe was allowed to strut through the middle of the midfield. One potential problem for Germany is overconfidence. Having had such a resounding and thumping victory against Saudi Arabia in their opening game by 8 goals to 0. They do have goal difference in their favour, but they've even taken the liberty of having their luggage sent on to Jeju, to the Paradise Hotel there, where they'd be based if they do qualify. When asked about it, one of their spokespeople said that it wasn't a sign of overconfidence, it was just a routine preparation. Some may perceive it differently. And Germany, of course, have never failed to successfully negotiate the group stage at a World Cup finals. It's one of those that really could swing either way today. Here's Yanker. Carsten Yanker, he's such a tough, uncompromising centre forward. His great strength is in the air, preferably with his head rather than his feet. Quarter of an hour played. Germany with a free kick. 0-0 on the night. Carsten Ramelow coming forward to take it. Linker to Frinks. 4 forward. Ballack trying to bring it down. Might sit up kindly here. Trying to find it through for Carsten Yanker, but Cameroon at the moment looking to just absorb this constant German pressure and spring forward with the likes of Salomon Alembe, who's looking for Lauren. And I think the signal going out to Salomon Alembe, there you see that in fact Cameroon were onside. But one of those where, because of the separation between the Cameroon player and the German defender, it's so tough for the assistant referees to call. They don't have the benefit of replays and they have to make these decisions in an instant. Yanker again the target. Out by Foy. Only as far as Ramelow. German free kick. Foul on Ramelow. And they want to take it quickly. Here's Ballack. Yanker. Support with Ziege out wide. Closer waiting. Safely scooped up by Alioum. Almost a game of cat and mouse so far. Neither side prepared to gamble too much at this stage in search of victory. Germany the more positive in the opening exchanges though. Foul by Wome on Schneider. He feels that he's not getting enough protection. The referee again with strong words. Referee, by the way, who likes playing netball apparently. Germany's free kick. 5 waiting for it. Linker, Ziga, Ballack, Janker, all up there. In many ways, this opening 20 minutes or so is typifying the changes in Cameroonian football. Ballack, Ziga, but strong challenge coming in from Kalla. Germans renowned for their patient build-up. Schneider, Ramelow getting forward now. And Frank's penalised. Cameroon at this stage just trying to frustrate their opponents. Samuel Eto'o. Lauren. Off goes the Arsenal man, pursued by Dietmar Hamann of Liverpool. They've had a fair few battles this season in the English Premier League. There's a break on here for Germany with Janker looking to play it over the top for Klose. Miroslav Klose, who's very highly rated by his club coach Andy Bremer, and also the national setup. Big things expected of him, and he's got some very famous boots to fill. Here come Cameroon. Eto'o and Mboma forward. Mboma beaten to it by Linker, cleared by Ballack. Patrick Mboma scored some crucial goals in Olympic Games. Klose, just jamming it back. Well, a very ambitious try. Oh, my goodness me, Bernd Schneider. Didn't Pele do something like that some 32 years ago? Pele might have come just a little closer. And in fact, the Cameroonians not responding very well to that. Now, I don't know if one or two of them have just exchanged a few words. Or maybe it stems from the sight of Rigobert Song with a bloody nose. Oh, and that's why, because Klose, after winning the ball back, his left boot went into the face of Rigobert Song. Well, it was certainly audacious by Bernd Schneider. His first goal for his country coming against Saudi Arabia in that 8-0 mauling, which they followed by a 1-1 draw with Ireland. They thought they were there and ready for victory that day. They thought they were through to the round of 16. As Robbie Keane had other ideas. Talking about the German luggage, Saguifo is the venue for the team which finishes first in this group. So the Germans don't just expect to qualify, they expect to come top. Janker's header. Chateau. Callas ball back for Song. Bomber for Eto'o. Ziege. Combining with Metzelder. Metzelder continuing his run. Song underneath it. Here is Christoph Metzelder of Borussia Dortmund. Ballack smashing it against Jeremy. Two players who came head-to-head in the UEFA Champions League final this season. Real Madrid against Bayer Leverkusen. Curled in towards goal. Allium safely hanging on. Bosa looking to poach should he have erred. Oh, and it's broken kindly here for Janker. Closer taking over. Janker's available. Smacked it against Song. Foul by Ziege. Chances really at a premium so far. Solomon Alembe with the best opportunity, I would suggest. And Oliver Kahn ensured that thou shalt not pass. They're out by Linker. Song down for Wome. Jeremy's playing very deep at the moment. He's not been very adventurous at all. He's got instructions to tuck in at the back by the looks of things. Christoph Metzelder's presence in that previous attack certainly gave Germany some much needed impetus. You sense that these teams are playing at about 70–75% speed at the moment. Jorge Oliveira, the assistant referee from Brazil, liaising with Spanish man in the middle. Cameroon will be prepared to throw players forward for this. Wome, the free kick specialist. Jeremy would swing it the other way. Wome, the left footer, would curl it in towards goal. Jeremy in the other direction. Oh, and it's hit hard. It could have ricocheted anywhere. It's a corner. Well, a thumping drive that Kahn could only beat away. Wome, I said he was a specialist, and well, that one just flew back off the German defender. Kahn electing to fist it. Way too deep. Kalla against Frinks. Torsten Frinks. He's had 6 seasons with Werder Bremen. Don't have too many German internationals. Marco Bode another. Song, guarded by Linker. Darting in and out. Linker got there. Jeremy. Oh, and a chance, Song! Kahn looks across at the assistant referee, but Rigobert Song managed to get beyond that German backline. A free header. Well, a glorious opportunity for Cameroon. Bomber just nudged off it by Metzelder. Christoph Metzelder, the youngest player in this German side. Nearly 20 years ago, Rudi Völler was the German Player of the Year. And Kahn has had more to do than his counterpart, despite the fact that Germany have, I'm sure, had more of the possession. Cameroon stumbling their way through, and it's going to produce another yellow card. Foe brought down. Dietmar Hamann, the culprit that time. Tackle in from the side. And Dietmar Hamann out for the next match, assuming Germany go through, of course. Worme, Eto'o to his left. Bomber waiting in the middle. Malembe. This tricky little midfield customer. Linking with Eto'o. Looking for the return. Samuel Eto'o. Trying to plot a path through that rigid German defence. Lauren's shot. The ball had run out. The situation with bookings, by the way, if anybody has one yellow card at the end of these group matches, it will be wiped off the slate. But if someone does get a suspension, it will apply. So a man is out, no matter what, for Germany in their next match, assuming they get through. Schneider, good tackle by Song. It's come back here for Ballack. Hamann, who has a rasping drive on him. Ballack's tackle. Yellow card, Mikhail Ballack. Thought he won the ball, but the referee right alongside the action. The third German to be booked. Oh, well, no, he didn't really make much contact with the ball at all. It was a good shout by the referee. So Mikhail Ballack joining Didi Hamann and Carsten Janke. Through here for Mboma. This time Cameroon are offside. Well, how close is that? It's a very dangerous game the Germans are playing at times. Ramelow. Janke just got stuck between his feet. Now Worme. Well, a tremendous record that Germany are clinging to tonight. It's their 15th appearance in the finals. Salomon Alembe looks to be one of the players the Germans are having greatest trouble coping with at this stage. Tackle from behind by Eto'o. Officials very quick to clamp down on anything behind. The other watchword of these championships in particular is simulation, where players intentionally dive to try and fool the referee. Well, they're singing along and enjoying themselves on a damp, if not wet, night in Shizuoka. And Pierluigi Collina, in fact, pointing there, the injury to Schneider. And Cameroon sportingly putting the ball out of play. Was it closer, was it Schneider? It was in fact closer. It's a good bit of sportsmanship by Cameroon to knock the ball out. So we've already had closer in the wars and Rigobert Song. The stakes, of course, so high. It's not about the financial rewards, it's about the prestige, it's the status. It's the respect you gain from becoming one of the world's top 16. Germany, therefore, returning the compliment, giving Cameroon back possession. And they do keep a number of replacement balls dotted all around the pitches at these finals, so that if one does get hoisted into row Z, then there's another one immediately available. Here is Schneider. Brings. Wome catching closer again. Plays in Italy with Bologna, Pierre Wome. Set pieces, a German speciality. Ziege is over here to curl it in towards goal, possibly. Ayoum. And the goalkeeper still not happy with the positioning of his wall, and there's a nasty little flare-up in the middle. Temperatures have become frayed on more than one occasion, and Janka pushing away Marc-Vivien Foé. Ballack, the player who went down, and Janka now being separated from other players. Good to see Jeremy acting as a peacemaker in there. Wome and Ballack, and then the little push from Marc-Vivien Foé. Duly returned with interest by Janka. Just a little bit of nasty needle creeping in between some of the players. 10 minutes to the break. Germans curling one in, and Dalium tips it over from Ziege. Well, that ball curled very late, it seemed to me. It was almost like a boomerang at the end there. And Alium needed that tip over, it was going in. Well, both goalkeepers excelling so far. Flick on here towards Janka from Haman. Free kick given to Cameroon. Big smile from Carsten Janka, but sometimes I think he just looks particularly threatening. Strong header away by Chatter. Lauren. Jeremy to the right. Seems unusual to see Jeremy so reticent about coming forward. The Real Madrid player who has really gained so much experience with the European champions. Ramelow, yellow card now. Well, they're certainly notching up the bookings tonight. Again, another of those tackles from behind on the Cameroon player, and Carsten Ramelow has given Cameroon a free kick in what potentially could be a very threatening position. Ziege, Aman, Ballack, Ramelow lining up for Germany. They're in the firing line. Well, in theory, they were in the firing line. Jeremy, a player who was signed at Real Madrid by John Toshak. And he was in charge at the Bernabeu. Everybody looking very pensive. Seems a very edgy contest so far. Flicked on by Ballack for Ziga. Long ball through the middle for Yanker, and it's off the defender, Rigobert Song. Schaefer encouraging his players to communicate. Ziga will come across to take it. Fourth corner of the match for Germany. Again, bending in towards Alioum. Certainly Ziga manages to get tremendous whip on the ball. The ball has been quite a talking point at these World Cup finals. It's been flying, and so too is Samuel Eto'o. What a great run by the Cameroon striker. Brought down by Ramelow, who's already been yellow carded, and Ramelow is off. Germany down to 10 men. Well, well, well. A little moment of positive play from Cameroon reaps rewards. Felled by Ramelow. Cameroon have a man advantage now. 5 minutes to half-time. At least Rudy Fuller will have a chance to have a bit of a rethink and a reshuffle at the break. But 2 yellows equal red. And Ramelow and Herman will be out of the round of 16 match if Germany get through. As if they don't have enough problems with Wooms, Heinrich, Deisler all ruled out, Scholl pulling out at the end of April. It's getting worse for the Germans. Are we going to see another Wome special? Where there's a Wome, is there a way through? Different routine that time, going for the delicate chip. African bomber. Closing stages of the first half. 0-0. Germany back in numbers, and a free kick given against Cameroon, and then Song going up alongside Kahn and manhandling the German goalkeeper. Well, at this rate, Cameroon will be down to 10 men. Consultations between the referee and his assistant. Now, who's the referee going to pull over here? He's got the red card out as well as the yellow. Yellow cards, 2 of them shown then. 1 to Kahn, 1 to Song, I think. Well, I don't know what Oliver Kahn did wrong there, but Rigobert Song for manhandling his opponent. Well, at this rate, we might not end up with any players left on the pitch. Well, that's the reason that Kahn was booked, for the very high leap there onto the... Well, he was almost mountaineering on Rigobert Song. Well, just to keep you posted here on the yellow card count, Well, I'll do that in just a moment. Here's Eto'o. Almost getting it back. This is Ballack. Off goes Closer. Chatto, the defender. Is Closer held? Yellow card for Chatto. Well, to be fair, the referee doesn't have much of an option, but it is getting ludicrous. Wasn't the worst contact ever. Closer certainly made a bit of a meal of it. But Chatto joins Song and Foe on yellow for Cameroon. Germany with Ramelow sent off. Other players on yellow: Khan, Ballack, Haman and Yanka. And a free header, which Closer, who won the free kick, couldn't convert. I don't think we need to start looking at the record books just yet for the number of players sent off, but Germany down to 10 as Closer heads over. Chatto for Wome. Neat return from Alembe. Eto'o trying a little flick. I like one or two of those exhibition touches where they have the opportunity to show a little bit of style, a little bit of skill. They always try to entertain. Oh, he's push on Yanka. Cameroon, the most successful African nation in the history of the World Cup. Against Germany, one of the sides who have dominated world football. 3 times winners. 2 minutes of added time. Schneider inside of Wome. Foe just delays this German attack. Haman swings it out for Ziga. Good little give and go for Ziga. Kalla strongly in the challenge, and Jeremy can bring it away. And then they're all collapsing. Free kick not taken from the right place. Wome striding forward down the Cameroon left here. Schneider felt it was a German throw. Rather pedantic about the way that Schneider planted that ball. Wome. Mboma. Lovely little turn from Mboma. And finding the ball stuck between his boots. Brings foul. Cameroon free kick. Deep in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Brinks and Schneider. Oliver Kahn, totally glued to this one. It's a corner. We'll have to get a bit of a move on. There's not much time left. Jeremy appreciating that fact, it would seem. Well, 0-0 at half-time. The big talking point, the dismissal of Carsten Ramelow and the flurry of yellow cards that have been handed out. It's been a niggly contest. It's been littered with its own share of fouls. And at half-time, it's scoreless. Cameroon 0, Germany 0.
Ein Gutes hat dieses Spiel, nämlich das Ergebnis, das 0:0. Ansonsten ist das hier ein zum Teil albernes Kartenfestival, veranstaltet von Schiedsrichter Antonio Lopez Nieto. Ein Spiel, das sehr viele Unsauberkeiten hatte, das gut begann für die deutsche Mannschaft. Sehr konzentriert, gut gestellt auf dem Platz, hatte ein paar kleinere Möglichkeiten, hatte ein optisches Übergewicht. Aber die dicken Chancen kriegte zunehmend Kamerun. Und jetzt ist es noch mehr eine Nervensache. Carsten Ramelow raus, die deutsche Mannschaft mit 10 Mann. Und hier sind noch mindestens 45 Minuten zu spielen in Unterzahl. Es ist ein langer, langer Weg ins Achtelfinale.
Что Феллер какие-то замены произведет в перерыве, потому что нужно менять сейчас что-то в игре сборной Германии, просто даже в расстановке игроков на поле. Вот повтор, говорил о моментах у ворот немцев, но пока что видим вот тот эпизод, когда Клозе очень хорошо выложил мяч на ногу Баллаку. Баллак не смог хорошо пробить. Бил в падение. Не получилось. А вот вы видите, сейчас будет потеря. И вы знаете, очень симптоматично, что Алембе не использовал голевую возможность, которую, в общем-то, сам себе создал. Фактически все с него началось. Именно он здорово сыграл на опережение. А потом получил же пас от Джереми, если я не ошибаюсь.
Man muss ja immer auch das Positive am Negativen sehen. Und er bezog sich auf das Irland-Spiel. Denn das Ergebnis, sagte Rudi Völler, hat auch was Gutes. Hätten wir gewonnen gegen Irland, wären alle ein bisschen ineinander gesackt. So ist wenigstens die Spannung gehalten worden. Ich denke, wir müssen uns schon an solche Dinge auch ein bisschen klammern. Hamann und Ballack, auch das ein Zitat von Rudi Völler. Die müssen mal lautstark Kommandos geben, das werden wir verlangen. Aber wie kannst du einen Hamann dazu bringen, dass er lautstark wird? Ist nicht vom Charakter her. Und Ballack hat viel zu viel noch mit sich selbst zu tun. Er ist da, er läuft mit, aber er ist nicht die bestimmende Figur, die es jetzt brauchen wird. Also Klose kommt. Janker sehe ich nicht, ist eigentlich die logische Veränderung. Patrick, was jetzt hier kann. Unten am Spielfeldrand, Michael Skibbe selbst fragt.
Michael Skibbe, Bundestrainer, ein durchaus etwas glückliches 0:0 zur Halbzeitpause. Wird es jetzt in der zweiten Halbzeit ein reines Nervenspiel?
Ja, nun, das war uns von vornherein klar, dass es ganz eng zugehen wird.
Well, there's one substitution for you as we welcome you back, second half. As Carsten Janker has been pulled for Germany. And coming in, Marco Bode, who plays his football for Werder Bremen. And still no sign of Cameroon as the Germans forced now to play one short. And here they come. Germany obviously, Dick, realized a tie is good enough for them. The Cameroon knowing that they probably have to win if you believe that Ireland will beat Saudi Arabia. So Germany playing one short, will they then just settle back and play for that tie?
It'll be interesting to see the adjustments that they make because, as you say, with the tie situation. But Voller must be concerned at the speed and the mobility of these forwards of Cameroon because they're creating problems in it, running at defenders. And we've seen what's happened with the Alembe situation. So they're going to have to adjust to that. But Cameroon, they can't afford to get sloppy at the back. And there's periods in games where they seem to lose their concentration. And against a German team that's got some quality strikers, you've always got to watch out for that.
And I would think, Craig, that the teams have been told, let's settle it down a little bit. We've got too many yellow cards out here.
Yeah, again, too much at stake to be messing around with aggression and getting silly yellow cards. Cameroon will have to be certainly patient when they start off this half as far as attacking goes because they don't want to concede an early one. But eventually they're going to have to start taking chances down the other end to try and force a goal.
The two goalkeepers are in position, Kahn and Uliam, and the referee is Mr. Lopez Nieto from Spain. Second half.
And the flashbulbs light up the Shizuoka Stadium. Germany in the black and white, Cameroon the green, red and yellow. Never met in a World Cup finals before, as Boda tries to force his way past Rigobert Song. They did have an unofficial match back in 1989, which West Germany, as they were then, won by a single goal. Well, Boda looks as if he's possibly going to play just off Miroslav Klose. Maybe he's going to drop to the left-hand side as time wears on. Well, Ziga has to tuck in that little bit more on the left-hand side for them as well. Looks as if they are going to stick with a back four. Play probably a 4-4-1. Does put a lot of pressure on Miroslav Klose. But he's risen to the challenge so far in these finals and been one of the stars of the tournament. I was saying about the German luggage earlier on, and the fact that sometimes they have been known to be a little bit overconfident. Of course, expectations coming into the tournament weren't great. I think a lot of neutrals had felt that Germany didn't have as strong a squad as the era of, say, the 1990s, or for that matter, the 1970s. The great Franz Beckenbauer, Gerd Müller. Alembe with a clever little flick, tripped by Ballack. Again, one of those walking the yellow card tightrope. Jeremy. Clipped up here between Metzelder and Lauren going through, and it was a good recovery. Linker it was. Bypassing Song. Jeremy. Lauren goes into the outside of Song, and the whistle blows against Song. Plays for a German club side. Blown. The Germans were embarrassed during the course of qualification last year. Such was their confidence that they thought they were going to go through automatically to the World Cup finals without the need for a playoff. They had agreed to play the Korean Republic in November to open the Seoul World Cup Stadium. Of course, with that defeat to England, a heavy 5-1 loss last September in Melt, they ended up going through a playoff against the Ukraine. And so Croatia had to take their place. They'll want to avoid any embarrassing slip-ups tonight, but they'll have to do so with a man disadvantage. Bomber. 3 proved too many. Closer. Boda tearing up to his outside. It's Marco Boda! It's the substitute for Germany. They're a man down, but they're a goal up. And Germany are on course for the last 16. Alioune beaten with a bit of a sucker punch of a goal, really. Closer had 4 Cameroon defenders around him, and Song took his eyes off Marco Boda, who sprang forth between Jeremy and Song and rattled it into the bottom corner. A touch of the Jurgen Klinsmann's about the celebration, but Germany lead by 1-0. Yes, he enjoyed that one, fair enough. The substitution has worked. Tactical genius or good fortune? Make your own mind up. Lauren after this one. During the half-time interval, just having a chat with someone, and they were saying that quite often it is the case that 10 men seem to come out and be more resilient than ever. It really is peculiar philosophy. I don't know that he's playing noughts and crosses. I think he's actually trying to point out exactly where he wants Patrick Soufo to play. Mind you, if there were 3 in a row. Marco Boda's 9th goal for Germany on his 36th appearance. Not a bad ratio, 1 in 4. When you're essentially a bit of a wide player, come striker. How will Cameroon respond? Alembe turning it wide. Oh. They'll need a better quality of delivery than that. Pierre Wome, whose free kick in the first half certainly tested Oliver Kahn, but I think Kahn will be very grateful if that's the worst he has to contend with. Cameroon's qualification was fairly straightforward. They won their African group by 6 points in the end. The only time they've been past the first round, 1990. Off goes Alembe. Did that come off Frinks? And of course the era of the legendary Roger Miller. Pierluigi Collina holds up the board. They're going to sacrifice the defender, Bill Chatto, and throw on Patrick Soufo, who's a striker. Bearing in mind the nature of the contest so far and a fairly ill-tempered affair, well, I wonder whether Patrick Soufo will survive. He's a player who was sacked by Sheffield United this past season for a headbutt. Was also once banned for attacking a ref. Interesting choice of substitute anyway. Here's the goal. Boda took it in his stride. It's a very neat and clinical finish. And credit to Closer for the quality of the through ball. Dissecting the Cameroon defenders. Pinpoint finish. Cameroon themselves, because Germany only playing with one out-and-out striker, are now going to more of a back four themselves, having taken off Chatto. No need for them to have quite so many defenders. At the moment, a little frown on the forehead. All is not well in the Cameroon camp, you sense. Of course, a win for Germany confirms their qualification. A defeat for Cameroon could leave them waiting on the result of the Ireland-Saudi Arabia game. And Bomber trying to find a way through. Good, strong defensive header. It's up to Cameroon now to set the pace. They've really got to take the game to Germany. They're going to have to play better than that. A little bit nonchalant by Foe. Closer, charging through the middle. There doesn't seem any great urgency about Cameroon at the moment. Maybe they're about to prove me wrong. Jeremy. who's been a bit like a right back all night long. Matilda concedes the free kick. The arm raised, indirect. Kalla makes his way forward as Jeremy prepares to take it. Well, it's been slipped through quickly, but the whistle's already gone. And a yellow card against Jeremy. Well, I think the referee thought that that was maybe unsportsmanlike to play it before everybody was quite ready. Try again. Khan screams out the instructions. It's going to be a bullet from Wome. If he can get the shot away, that is. Had a bit of a mess of that. Neto won't reach that. But, came off the German player, so it's a Cameroon throw. Pierre Wome. Good, strong throw out by Linker. Alembe losing out. Off goes Schneider. Alembe here might be the latest to be yellow carded. Yep, here we go. Here's another one. Are you keeping count of this at home? Have to get the abacus out at this rate. A quick yellow card report here. Alembe, Jeremy, Chateau, Song, the 4 players yellow carded for Cameroon. Germany leading by a goal to 0. Germany haven't picked up a card in this second half. Ramelow sent off in the first period. Khan, Balak, Haman and Yanka were the other players yellow carded. Yanka, of course, now replaced. Boda, the goal scorer. His replacement, his substitute. Tidied up by Ziga. Song. Germany do always seem to manage to raise their game when it comes to the World Cup finals. Tournament after tournament, they seem to produce their very best when it matters most. It's a quality that distinguishes them from a number of their rivals. They've been to the quarterfinals or better for the last 20 years. These supporters used to success. When you have Oliver Kahn at the back, well, he's a tremendous leader. He is, of course, the German captain. Here's Boda. Referee's allowed play to go this time. My goodness me, not a yellow card. Boda goes down. Here we go again. Well, Boda impeded by Jeremy. Was it Jeremy? Well, Eto'o appeals. Jeremy, well, I don't think he did he give anything in it? He gave it to Sufo, I think. Ziga hoisting it on. Sufo confirmed as the recipient of that latest yellow card. It really has been very stop-start, and the Cameroonians need to try and get some sort of rhythm going, hence the imminent arrival of Daniel Ngomkome. Lauren collapsed very quickly. Ngomkome, who's preparing to come on for Cameroon, is a midfield player. But they don't seem to be putting any great pressure on Oliver Kahn's goal, and that must concern Winfried Schäfer, Cameroon's coach. Song with a fancy turn before finding Jeremy. Lauren. Bombers layoff. Sufo. Eto'o. Germany getting players forming a rock-solid wall behind the ball. Down the line by Schneider. Didn't go out of play. Jeremy. Lauren. Eto'o. Wome to his left. Eto'o loves to do those little runs from slightly deeper areas where he just plays it up to a colleague and then runs on to the return. Here's Marco Boda. Scored the goal for Germany after 50 minutes. Maybe the goal to send them into the knockout stages. Jeremy heading back towards his goalkeeper, who has to adapt. Can't make the substitution just yet. And Bomber. Free kick. Foul by Metzelder. Well, again, very faint contact. Everybody looks to the referee. Any card that time? No, I don't think so. So the change being made, Salomon Olembe has been replaced by Daniel Ngomkome, a young 22-year-old midfielder from Numancia in Spain. He was in the starting lineup for their last game, incidentally, against Saudi Arabia. That's the only change, the switch of those two. Is this a Wome angle? We'll soon find out. Well, some sort of strange ceremony going on. Don't know why he's got the bell on his head, mind you. Maybe it's a ritual that can inspire Cameroon. Maybe the gods will shine down on them. And Ngomkome's cross. Oh. Hitting the netting, but never a threat to Oliver Kahn. 30 inexperienced Daniel Ngomkome. But well, Kahn didn't even look flustered at all. He didn't even look at it going over the crossbar. I suppose it goes without saying that Cameroon are almost encamped in the German half, but Germany have been resilient enough so far. Can they withstand yet more? Lauren. 25 minutes left. Cameroon have to score if they're to stay in the World Cup. Free kick. Ngomkome tripped. Schneider. Well, he went down very late. I'm sure the FIFA officials will find this video very interesting. Oh, referee helping Germany out there. It almost came back for Womate. But Linker steers it away and it's a German throw. The atmosphere almost seems a little bit subdued. Up to this match, both of these teams had used 15 of their 23 players available in the squad. Winfried Schäfer's made 2 changes already today. 1 more available should he choose. Good hefty whack upfield by Khan. Womate. Winfried Schäfer could also end up with a bit of egg on face. He declared shortly after taking over that they'd get to the semi-finals at least. Lauren. Out by Linker. Clip forward here for Ballack. John Comey staying with him. Now Ziege. More orthodox left-back role for him now. Closer. Ziege. Making Cameroon work for it. Gomkome. Lovely skill from the youngster. And Frings brings him down. And then reacts rather badly. Well, the arms locked. And Gomkome on the left side of midfield for them now. Trying to provide a little bit of width after Germany, of course, went 4-4-1. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving going on between Kaller and Boda. And it comes. And Cameroon have managed just 2 shots on target all night. And they've had a man advantage for the best part of half an hour's play. Song down for Jeremy. Womate. Gomkome. Sufo available. Little flick from Eto'o. A man not fooled by that one though. Boda. And there were possibilities there with Schneider applauding the pass. Germany having to contain Cameroon and try and spring forward when they can afford to throw men upfield. This is Lauren. Sufo to Womate. Gomkome seeing a lot of the ball since he's come on, and that's why he's prepared to take on German defenders. And although they're a man down, for some reason Germany still seem to be in control. The passing is more crisp. Foul on Closer. Rigobert-Song, one of the umpteen yellow cards we've had. Can't afford another one of those, I'm sure. Sometimes referees accrue little niggling fouls. Shot from Ballack. Germany don't seem too bothered about trying to threaten Cameroon's goal at the moment. They're more worried about preservation, protecting their advantage, protecting their passage into the knockout stages of the World Cup finals. Lauren. Well, again, Lauren and Ziga. This is ridiculous. The referee doesn't seem to me to have control of this match. And here we go, more yellow cards. This one for Ziga, and also for Lauren, I'm sure. I have to say that the players are not making the referee's job very easy for him. What's that all about? Well, the stakes are high, the passions are high as well. It's off the post, it could be turned in. And Cameroon coming as close as they've come all night long. Well, as it was played into the middle here, the marking suddenly was completely awry. It was Sufo's header, I think, or was it Lauren? It was Lauren. The two of them coming in for it. And Bomber trying to turn it towards goal afterwards, but can't. Saved by the post. Maybe that could inspire Cameroon. Might just put the wind up Germany as well. Ziga. Just a little reminder to Germany that the margins between success and failure can be minimal. On here towards Mboma. Nigelsmann had his flag raised. No reason to stop the play. Ngomkome. Well, this is Frings. See, he's not had a yellow card yet. We're almost at the point where everyone on the pitch has been yellow carded. Ngomkome. The leg of Frings going across the youngster, and it is a yellow card offence. Referee's quite right to apply it. Well, Cameroon with another free kick here. And they are bombarding the German penalty box. The referee's seen yet more pushing and pulling. He's given Germany a free kick. Kaller is the man who seems to be most at fault. 14 yellow cards. One 1-0 to Germany. They're 15 minutes away from the knockout stages. Flicked on here. And Germany again, their rear guard has held solid for much of the match. I would imagine that there'll be a number of people going through the record books to try and establish the most number of yellow cards in a single match. Sufo. Jeremy. Oh, and that has found a way through to Ngomkome. Schneider just, oh, that's excellent defending by Schneider. He bided his time, he waited for the right moment, and then just took it off his toes. Well, the notebook is making another guest appearance. Oh, it's red. Of course it is, because Sufo has already been yellow carded. Although the referee went straight to the red card. Let's have another look at this. The tackle on Balak. He wasn't far out, but there didn't seem to be great contact with the ball. And now the numbers are levelled up. Sufo, it's given us a second yellow. And Sufo, who has this terrible disciplinary record, the Cameroon substitute is off, and their numerical advantage has just been wiped out. Well, here's Ziga, who'll miss the next match as a result of that yellow card that he picked up a moment or two ago. He's up against Song. So Ramelow, Ziga, Haman will all be available, will all be unavailable, I should say, if Germany do maintain this scoreline. Schneider. Haman. Balak. Haman for Balak. Closer waits in the middle. It's closer! They're through to the round of 16. And Closer maintains this wonderful scoring record in these championships. He scored in every one of their group matches. Cameroon are heading out. Depending on the result of Ireland and Saudi Arabia, Cameroon could be in trouble. Closer, unmarked in the middle. Cameroon's defending all at sea. He's been tucking those away all through the tournament so far, Miroslav Klose. And that is his 5th goal of these World Cup finals. Good way to celebrate turning 24. Well, the German supporters know they're home and dry now, because barring some sort of mathematical possibility of Ireland scoring 8-9 goals or whatever against Saudi Arabia, then the draw would see Germany safely through, and they're not surely going to concede 3 goals in 10 minutes. Here's another flashpoint. Who's he going to now? Lauren. He's been yellow carded already. He's off as well. Well, the referee has shown the yellow. Well, Schaefer looks perplexed. Well, Lauren going in late there, and the referee coming over and showing the yellow card. Didn't he show a yellow earlier? Well, I tell you, with that many cards flying around tonight, well, you'd have more than you get at Christmas time at this rate. Well, Lauren is still on. Maybe that earlier card that was indicated was in fact corrected. Apologies if you're confused, but I have to say, with all of these cards flying around, I think a lot of people are probably confused. Eto'o trying to steer Cameroon back into the match. Wome. Lauren. Well, this is Wome for Cameroon. We now have Jobon for Bomber and Haman. Didi Haman, who's been yellow carded. We know he's going to miss the next match. Doesn't need to go one step further. Well, the situation with Lauren is an interesting one. Certainly thought he had been booked earlier on, but well, presumably not. Here he is. Comes off Ziga. Oh, clever flick. They've got a chance here. Germany again, fairly uncompromising in the way that they deal with situations like that. They don't waste any time in just clearing it from the danger zone. Eto'o. Number 21 is Joe. This is Oliver Neuville from Bayer Leverkusen, who's about to get a run out. He's had a terrific season with the Leverkusen club, teammate, of course, of the likes of Ballack and Schneider. And the now departed Carsten Ramelow. Terrific round of applause for the scorer of that second German goal, Miroslav Klose. Neuville coming on here, and 29 years old. He's had an exceptional season. Part of the reason that Leverkusen did so well in reaching the Champions League final. Just double checking with the FIFA officials, and it's been confirmed to us that Lauren did not get booked earlier on. So Lauren now stands on the one yellow card. The referee certainly brought a full deck with him today. Lauren. And he's needed to, because it's been a niggly, aggravating sort of match. Two sendings off, 2 goals. Germany heading for the knockout stages with 5 minutes to go. Cameroon will wait anxiously. Lauren driving through the heart of that German defence. Ballack. Losing out to Ngongkome. Youngster wins Cameroon a throw. He's shown a sense of urgency. Song wants it played in his path. Here he is. Cross comes Ziga. Cameroon throw. Time running out for Cameroon. They know it. Wome. Jeremy's so experienced. He's been terrifically strong in the Bayern Munich midfield down the years. Been part of the national side for 4.5 years or so now. Ziga. Jeremy's. Chance to curl one in. Ballack! He beats the ground in frustration. That was a terrific save by Alioum Bukar. Eto'o. Lauren to the right. Clever try to slip it through for Samuel Eto'o. Metzelder giving it straight to Rigobert Song, and Eto'o turning. Metzelder and Eto'o. Eto'o going on and smashing it against the post there. Despite a whistle. Things going wrong today for Winfried Schäfer, but at least his goalkeeper came up with an excellent save here from Ballack's header. And Ballack technically heading down, which is I'm sure the coaching manual would encourage you to do. Song's throw. Kala. Linchpin at the back of Cameroon's defence. This is Marc-Vivien Foé. Song. Jeremy. Ngongkome up against Frinks. Eto'o. No chance even then of a consolation goal for Cameroon. They've had lots of coaching changes of Cameroon in recent years. I'm sure that instability can hardly have helped. Jeremy is making ground through the middle here as Job just delays the ball forward. Neatly done with Eto'o. Back for Job. Brings turning it away for Germany. Pierre Lechantre was replaced by Jean-Paul Akono, then reinstated only to be replaced by Robert Corfu. Schäfer only took over after qualification was secured. Rudy Fuller, I think, just checking the watch. We're in the final minute of the 90. Oh, they've headed it in, but he's surely in an offside position. Yes, I don't think there's any doubt about that one. One of the easier decisions for the assistant referee on this side, Mohamed Saeed from the Maldives. Two minutes of added time. Germany 2 minutes away from the knockout stages of the 2002 World Cup finals. Both sets of players seem to have accepted the inevitable now. Cameroon's qualification will depend on the Irish result. Oh, stinging drive. Jeremy's tipped over by Aliou. Did the goalkeeper get a touch on that? Yes, I think he did. Well, again, Keller allowed him the opportunity. It was dipping awkwardly. Good save. Ziga's swept cross. Germany stealing it back here, and the snapshot coming in from Frinks. And the referee blows the full-time whistle in Shizuoka. Germany are definitely through. Cameroon must wait on the result of Ireland against Saudi Arabia. But a match littered with yellow cards. We've had 2 sendings off, 2 goals for Germany in the second half through Boda and through Klose. But Ramelow dismissed at the end of the first half for Germany. Patrick Sufo, a substitute, was sent off for 2 yellow cards as well. I don't think I've ever seen so many yellow cards dished out in a World Cup finals match, but at the end of it all, it's Germany who are safely through to the round of 16, and it's an anxious wait for Cameroon. Full-time score in Shizuoka. Cameroon 0, Germany 2.